I'm Cape Joel, and this next great comic book video has been brought to you by the fine folks over at Trendy Butler. This one-of-a-kind men's box service helps me step up my wardrobe game every month, and I know they can do the same for you. Take the hassle out of shopping, take the questioning out of shopping, let the butler handle it for you. Batman has a butler, and he's doing alright. You can do alright too. There's a link down in the description with a little discount. Be sure to tell him your old pal Cape Joel sent you, and with that, let's get to the newest video, shall we?
Time itself has seemed to have turned on the mutants. Do they have a chance to survive, or is this their end of days? Well, let's hop into Extermination issue number 1 and find out for ourselves, shall we? Okay then, so this story opens up 20 years in the future in the fallout of the countdown to Extermination backups that have been playing throughout all the X-Men books. Didn't read them? Don't worry, I have a video right here getting you up to speed. A mysterious hooded fellow paused through the wreckage, but don't worry, we'll be back to him soon enough. Now, in the present, a pair of terrified albino mutants from France come under attack by anti-mutant protesters who are led by Jordan White, the new editor of the X-Men line of books. Okay. The kids are saved by the appearance of X-Men Blue, which, if you didn't know, are the younger, time-displaced versions of the original X-Men, plus Bloodstorm? Wait, who's Bloodstorm? Okay, one Google trip later, and I discover that Bloodstorm is actually a vampire version of Storm from an alternate universe who has a mohawk. Nice. And here I thought there was nothing worth seeing in the blue and gold generation of X-Men that I willingly sat out until right now. X-Men Blue takes the kids back to the mansion, where we find out that their memories have seemingly been completely wiped up into this very moment. Who are they really? Where did they come from? What are their powers? Do they even have parents? Are they even from this time at all? These are questions that the X-Men Gold are going to have to answer, and they're going to have to watch over them until they do. From there, we transition on over to Cyclops of X-Men Blue. He's invited Aurora Monroe Bloodstorm out on a date, showing that he is a man after my own heart, but also that he's deeply troubled. Apparently there's been a lot going on in X-Men Blue, and there's a lot of talk from the kids that maybe they should go back to their own time sooner rather than later, feeling that they've overstayed their welcome. Well, they're not alone in that. Now, the restaurant our heroes are dining in comes under attack by Ahab and the Hounds. Ahab, for those of you who don't know or need a refresher course, is a villain from one of the X-Men's many dark alternate timelines. He works for the Sentinels, turns mutants into his own personal mindless attack dogs, and has a history with Hope Summers. He's come to this time period to claim young Cyclops, but Aurora ends up getting in the way. Oh yeah, hey, spoilers everybody, I'm not going to be holding back, but I think it's here we can officially say that Extermination claims its first life, and because of that, I'm introducing the Caped Joel Extermination X-Men Death Counter patent pending, so let's just put one on the board. Scott, as you might understand, is horrified over this turn of events because, he just felt super close to scoring right there, right now, and now he never will. But he's also not the only X-Men Blue member in trouble right now. Across town, Bobby Drake, the Iceman of X-Men Blue, comes under attack by a mysterious assailant. He is luckily saved by Cable, who does his best Schwarzenegger impression, "Live with me if you want to come. Come with me if you want to live." The mystery shooter turns out to be the same hooded guy from the future. This guy seems to have a particularly nasty hate boner on for the members of X-Men Blue, and he reads Cable the Riot Act, saying that the whole reason they're here, the whole reason the timeline is in jeopardy is his fault. Technically that's Beast's fault, and by extension Bendis' fault, but I guess Cable could have stepped in and stopped it at any moment, right? He is the mutant with the most history of time travel. Nathaniel stays resolute, saying that what happened needed to happen. The X-Men needed to see how dark and messed up their future could get, so when they go back, they would actively try and stop it from happening. Even though that itself opens up a bunch of problems with time travel, but again, none of that's important. What's important, though, is during the battle, Cable ends up catching an energy bolt to the stomach, which, that's right, everybody, it means it's time to put another one on the board. Iceman, though, ultimately survives, the assailant not wanting to kill Bobby Drake, only kidnap him. Now, the rest of X-Men Gold and Blue are obviously horrified that they showed up too late and that Cable is dead. No one takes it harder than Scott because, well, after all, Cable is his time-traveling future son, and wouldn't you take it hard? Then the original Jean Grey shows back up again and is also bummed over the death of her son. And in general, it's just a real feel-bad time for everybody. But hey, where did the hooded guy get off to? Why did he want Bobby Drake but not to kill him? Furthermore, how did he know so much about Cable and so much about time travel? Well, wait for it. It's revealed that the hooded guy is actually Cable, but a younger version of Cable. Young man Cable, if you will. So that was Extermination issue number 1, everybody, and overall I thought things got off to a pretty solid start. The stakes are suitably high. We get 2 deaths and are promised way more, and overall the whole idea about the story being based around dark alternate timelines and Cable feels very much like old school X-Men events. Heck, despite my own displeasure for X-Men Blue and the young time-traveling mutants in general overstaying their welcome, I will give Ed Brisson credit for actually kind of making me care about Scott's plight here. I'll also say Ed Brisson's writing in general has improved by leaps and bounds since I first read his Bullseye series. And what else can I really say about Pepe Larraz's art besides it continues to be Pepe Larraz's art? It's really nice. Overall, I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. I hope it can continue this trajectory and not lose itself halfway like so many events have in the last little bit.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not take a closer look at some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're feeling in a supportive mood, why not check out the link down in the description for my Patreon page. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. That would be much appreciated, and until we meet again everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I will be making more comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye-bye, everyone.